Okay, so this is for my programming midterm project. I just did one and it was 13 minutes, so I'm going to talk a lot faster and not screw around so much. Okay, so here's my heading. I think I only need these three for math, manipulating format, and just about everything else. So I put my constants here, got my tax rate 8.75%. I didn't string these here. I just wrote them out in the menu later. I put all my variables here. I initialize all of these because I use them when I itemize my receipt, and the program does not like it when they haven't been initialized. Obviously, you got to initialize these for math purposes. Got my menu choice, my options, and I use char for when I do while loop it. I messed around with string. It didn't work for some reason, so I just stick with char. The assignment asked us to loop the menu if they want to buy something else and loop the whole program for starting a new order. So the only way I knew how to do that was two do while loops. I got my menu here. I went with clean and cool energy devices, bicycle style battery charger, windmill style battery charger. These prices are completely made up. I didn't even Google them, so who knows how accurate they are, but this would be something cool I would like to sell, so thought why not. I got my while for input validation 1 through 3. I had a lot of trouble with while loops, but I've watched a lot of videos in the last week or two on what I'm doing wrong. And I think I fixed my problem. Definitely a weird logic. It's like the opposite of what the logic we use for if statements. So I was having trouble with that, but these are pretty simple. Only assuming that we are using the same, that the user will be using the same data set, like integers or letters, really makes these kind of easy. I was stressing out before, Googling solutions, and these weren't taught. So I was like, is this what she wants? So this is pretty simple. With the menu choice, I went with the switch. I feel like that's the way to go for menus. So I got another menu where I debated doing a switch inside of a switch, but I didn't like that. I went with a bunch of if statements, as we'll see later. Copy paste this while loop from before. So my if statements, if option 1 is picked, I ask them how many do they want of it. Another while loop for that because the assignment said to cap it at 1,000, and obviously we would like them to at least by 1 if they selected that option. Calculate the subtotal by multiplying the cost that I put up in the declarations and then the variable that the user just inputted, and then display that subtotal and how many they bought. So this is a repeat. So it's like copy pasted from above while changing the variables and the string statements. Copy paste this while loop. This is the same thing as well. This whole thing's the same thing as above. Break. My program was all messed up because I was forgetting break, and I was trying all these different things with my do while loops being wrong, and I was forgetting break. So yeah, that's, I should not forget to put breaks when I use switches. So case 2 has a smaller menu. So copy paste the while loop except with 2 options. And then this all looks the same as above. Ask them how many they want, validate that, display what they bought, how much it cost. This is copy pasted from above as well, option 2. Okay, so option 3, I didn't exactly know how to do it. I was trying to work. So if we go down, this asks the user if they would like to order something else, yes or no. And if it's yes, then it loops back to the menu so they can buy something else. So I wanted this to skip this while this statement, so that if they select 3, order complete, the order ends and it jumps down to where I itemize the bill, the receipt. I tried an if statement with, or no, I put an if statement here, I think, where if you select 3, then this would be skipped, but I couldn't get it right. It was messing up the program, so I took it out. And this is probably the only imperfection in my code, I think, where this doesn't work how I want it to, but the program will still ask this question and so as far as I'm concerned, it's fine. This default is a redundant input validation in my mind because I already validated the input with a while loop, but I need this default for the sake of completing the switch. I debated making case 3 the default on, I don't know. Overall, these two things don't really affect the program that much. So as I'm saying, would you like to order something else? The video solution for the menu, restaurant menu, really helped with this because I was messing up my while statement for this validation. And when I saw this, it totally made sense. So this was from the video and I needed it because I was messing up my while statements for this. So this is the first do while loop, which repeats the menu if you want to buy more stuff. Then we calculate the total cost once they say no. So once they finally are done ordering stuff, we calculate the actual total, the tax rate. I used a bunch of if statements for showing the itemized list of what they bought. So if they bought more than one thing, it'll actually show how many they bought. If they didn't buy more than one thing, it won't show at all. I kind of like that. I didn't want decimals in what they showed, so I set precision to 0, and then I set precision back to 2, so it only showed 2 decimal places when we do the math. Display everything, and then here's the second do while loop where they want to start a new order. It takes them all the way back to the beginning. The difference being that you need to clear all your numbers so it doesn't add the numbers from the previous order to your new order. You need to zero everything out. And then here's a silly statement. And hopefully this is within 5 to 7 minutes this time. So thank you. I'll stop right here.